Hi, it's Megan from Santa Maria again, and welcome back to Ascent Confirmation for the second part of Prayer as Thanksgiving. So last time we talked about cultivating an attitude of gratitude and how we can work to thank God for everything in our lives, whether it's good or bad, and how this gives us a new perspective on how everything God gives us is a gift. So today we're going to focus on the ultimate prayer of thanksgiving, and that's the Mass. In fact, Eucharist, which we receive at Mass, comes from the Greek word Eucharistia, which means thanksgiving. I find it really cool that the main identifying feature of being Catholic, celebrating the Mass as our worship, is in itself an act of thanksgiving. It's the greatest gift that we can give back to God for everything that He's given us. We know God is so generous, not only with the things that He's given us in our life, but also with His mercy, with salvation, with His love. These are all things that God freely gives. They're not earned. Let me tell you a story to illustrate this. No, there's too much. Let me sum up. So there's this parable in Matthew chapter 20 that talks about the workers in the vineyard. So these guys hanging out and they're just waiting to be hired, and the landowner goes and he hires a couple guys early in the morning to work his vineyard. He agrees for the wages, they go start working, great. Then a couple hours later, the landowner goes back, he hires more guys, he sends them into the field and they work. He does this like 2 or 3 times. And at the end of the day, he starts paying them with the last guys who started to come working. And he gives them their full wage. So by the time he gets back to the people hired in the morning, those guys are like, oh yeah, man, we are totally gonna make bank. He gave those guys who worked like an hour a bunch of money. We are gonna get like a ton more. And instead, the landowner gives him exactly what they'd agreed upon, a full day's wage. So they're all upset because they think they bore the heat of the day. They did all the work. They earned it. They should get their pay. But the generous landowner says, you know what? We agreed for your pay. You said it was great. And why do you care if I'm generous with what I have? It's the same with God, that all of us who are here already working in the vineyard and we're trying really hard to share God's love and mercy and the story of it, we're going to get the same salvation reward as those who come in at the 9th hour, like those last workers did. We fall into the trap of thinking that we've earned salvation, we've earned God's mercy and love, when really it's just a beautiful gift that He's given us and we can never return it. We can only say thanks. Meister Eckhart said, if the only prayer we ever said was thank you, it would be enough. I think that's pretty solid, especially considering our Mass is a big prayer of thanksgiving. So think about that next time. If the only prayer we ever said was thank you, it would be enough. Come to Mass this Sunday with thanks in your heart and thank God for the wonderful gifts He's given you in your life.